James returned to his dorm after a long holiday, his bag slung over one shoulder and a coffee in hand. He was ready to settle back into his routine classes, late night study sessions, and the casual banter with his roommate Alex. But as he unlocked the door and stepped inside, he froze. Alex's side of the room was empty. The posters, books, and clutter that usually filled the space were gone. On the mirror above the desk, written in bold red lipstick, was a single cryptic message. Sometimes, leaving is the only choice. James stared at the words, his mind racing. What had happened? Why would Alex leave without saying anything? He tried calling Alex, but the phone went straight to voicemail. He texted, but there was no reply. Something felt off, and James couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to figure out what had driven his roommate to vanish so suddenly. Searching the room for clues, James found a notebook left under the bed. It was Alex's, filled with scribbled notes and doodles. Flipping through the pages, James found lists of expenses, job applications, and fragmented thoughts like, not good enough, can't keep up, and what's the point? His chest tightened. Alex had never mentioned struggling. On the surface, he always seemed cheerful, cracking jokes and helping others. But these pages told a different story. Determined to understand, James began piecing together Alex's last few weeks. He visited their mutual friends, who were just as surprised by Alex's disappearance. One friend mentioned that Alex had been skipping meals and spending more time alone. Another recalled seeing him looking exhausted and distracted. James then spoke to the dorm manager, who revealed that Alex had quietly terminated his lease. He didn't say much, the manager said, just that he needed to go. Finally, James visited the campus counseling center, unsure if Alex had ever sought help there. Though they couldn't share specifics, the counselor confirmed that Alex had attended a few sessions. Sometimes people feel overwhelmed and think leaving is the only way to cope, the counselor said gently. Hearing this, James felt a pang of guilt. How had he missed the signs? He and Alex had shared a room for over a year. He should have noticed the stress, the isolation, the subtle changes. Later that night, as he sat alone in the now half-empty dorm, James stared at the message on the mirror. It wasn't just a goodbye, it was a cry for understanding. James decided to write Alex an email. He didn't demand answers or ask why Alex had left. Instead, he wrote about their shared memories, how much he valued their friendship, and how he hoped Alex was safe. He ended with a simple promise. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. Days passed without a response, but James held on to hope. He began educating himself about mental health, learning how to recognize the signs of stress and how to support others. A week later, an email arrived. It was from Alex. James, I wasn't sure if I should reply, but your message meant a lot to me. I've been going through some things I didn't know how to talk about. I felt like leaving was my only option. But reading your email reminded me that I'm not as alone as I thought. I'm staying with family for now, trying to figure things out. Thank you for caring. Relief washed over James as he read the words. Though Alex's journey was far from over, James knew he had taken an important first step. From that moment on, James carried the lesson with him. It's not always obvious when someone is struggling, but kindness, empathy, and a willingness to listen can make all the difference.